Ms. Rountree, it's nice being here with you today. I know we have someone in common that I like to talk about. His name is Mr. Darryl Walls, and he's the founder of Minds. And I know that he has been involved in your Black and Latino Achievers program. Would you first tell me about the program? Because I've heard a lot of things about it. So if you could just, speak to the program.
Black Latino Achievers is a college readiness program, academic readiness program, career readiness program. The best way to explain it is planning and preparing for higher education. It's a national YMCA program. It's been around YMCAs since the late 70s. Created by Dr. Quentin Meese in the late 60s. Dr. Meese saw African American young men outside of his office window on a daily basis, not doing anything, playing basketball or just sitting around. He brought these young men in his office down in Texas, and he turned them into entrepreneurs. And that's when he said, let's start Achievers, and Achievers began. Here in 2006, I was asked to bring it to the community YMCA. Started with one program, about 10 to 12 teens, met with them weekly, career readiness type projects, career cluster projects, personal and professional development projects, and today, 2010, school year 2010-2011, 8 programs and hoping to serve about 200 teens.
What communities here in Monmouth County can students and families access the program?
They can access the program. It's based through the community YMCA, so our hub program is at the YMCA in Red Bank. That program is designed and it pulls from all communities. It's open. I say that because we host that in the YMCA. Then I started knocking on doors and meeting with local professionals, business leaders, community leaders, and they invited me to bring the programs into the schools. So now I'm in Asbury Park High School through their school-based services called The Spot. I'm in Neptune High School, thanks to Mrs. Pullen. Kingsburg High School will be new this year. And then I had 2 junior programs, pilot programs last year, Middletown North High School, and then
how have the students benefited from his workshops?
Well, first he came out, Mr. Walls came out to do our season kickoff in 2008. And I introduced him and brought his leadership style skills. One afternoon I was looking for a speaker, former colleague, had given me his business card and said, make the phone call the CEO of Minds. So shortly after that I saw the documentary on Channel 12 News. And I said, oh, that's who I'm supposed to call. So I made the call, more than happy to come out and be our keynote speaker and open up our program. Through that program, our kickoff, parents come out, community leaders come out, professionals come out, as well as the teens come out and host this event. Through that, they saw what message that he can deliver to the teens. The teens that I work with, they're missing that adult role model. And they're missing the message of how to be a leader, how to set goals, how to develop their character. And I saw that in Mr. Walls and in his program within his lessons.
So it seems as though then that obviously his worthiness in regard to promoting leadership in young people. How do you keep that flowing, or him coming back, and what are the avenues that you plan on maybe exploring with this year with the program with Mr. Walls?
I closed last year, June, with a leadership camping retreat. So Mr. Walls came out to a YMCA overnight camp and did a full weekend of workshops.
Oh, really?
And broke it down surrounding by camping activities. So I gave the students an opportunity to go in for workshops, and one of the workshops that really stood out to me was goals. My theory is that you have to have a plan. You have to set goals. If you have a plan, you have a path, and you know what you're going to do and take, and you have a sense of direction, teens can make it. Youth and young people can make it. They can do anything they set their minds to. And that was one of the lessons that Mr. Walls had taught over that camping weekend. This year I have them on the calendar and curriculum to do a similar workshop, but I want to incorporate all the new programs and all the teens that are within my program. I do want to get the 150, 175 teens to come out to a Saturday workshop and see the message that Mr. Walls can deliver.
If you could just maybe elaborate and speak to Mr. Walls' work in a broader context in regard to education and leadership, maybe even being implemented somehow in our school system. Do you think that that's a fit for him?
I definitely think that's a fit. With the changes that are being made in the community, with some of the schools, I should say, with some of the cutbacks in the economy the way it is, some programs have been eliminated. And that's one of the reasons why they're asking my program to come out and bring the information to the teens, bring this type of powerful message to the teens. One of the principals asked me if open doors. Anytime you need the school, let me know. We can bring this in. We'll work with you. They're definitely willing to work with the program. One of the new directions that the YMCA nationally is going is youth development, which is lacking. You know, our teens is tomorrow's leader. Our teens are tomorrow's legends.
And I think we see in our youth today that role, or that leadership role that used to be once in our communities, is lacking. So if we could have a person, perhaps like Mr. Walls, in our schools, sending that message of goals and the skill we need, or young people need, to really think that they can be achievers.
Yes.
Because I think that that's, having worked in education myself, that they don't have that confidence. So I think I haven't seen some of his seminars, that he does try to build that within the student to believe that they can achieve. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on that?
I think if they see the message, listen to the message, and the lesson that Mr. Walls gives, they understand that they can do. For some reason, like you were just saying, that a lot of teens think that, oh, doors are shut. Minority teens specifically think that they don't have the same opportunities that the next teen does. Between the Achievers program and bringing in a powerful speaker like Mr. Walls, we open doors and say that yes, they can do. They do have the same way and means. You know, they may have to go out and search, and with a program like this, we can bring those needs to the table.
So, and it seems to me that you're trying to continue to follow up with Mr. Walls so that this message is continuing and that it's just not a one-shot deal.
Correct.
Because sometimes I find that, you know, organizations might bring a speaker in and it's a one-shot deal, and we expect our children to really get the message in one maybe soundbite. But I think we have to continue.
It has to be continuous. And then each year I do new students come in, former students exit the program. However, they don't leave. They always call and ask if they can come back. And it's just, like you said, continuous. Like you said, Mr. Walls is on my curriculum for this year.
Wonderful. And it seems that the Black and Hispanic Achievers program has grown exponentially. So it says something about what it is that you're doing to elevate the program, and that the kids must be finding something in there for them that keeps them coming back.
Definitely. It's opening up a wealth of opportunities, a wealth of, like, I didn't know I could do this. I had no idea that I can meet this type of person. As we go from lesson to lesson, talking about self-awareness, social networking, then the YMCA has asked them to come out to be keynote speakers. So I've challenged the teens to come out and be keynote speakers, and they are speaking to professionals throughout the community, CEOs and vice presidents and presidents of major corporations.
So they're actually taking on a leadership.
They are taking on a leadership role. That is correct.
And that's the basis of what I think Mr. Walls is trying to do, is to get our young people to know that they can be leaders.
Yes.
All right, well, Ms. Rountree, I thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
And continued success with your program.
Appreciate it. Thank you.